Crap, it's a podcast. Is it a podcast?
What the hell is, what is a podcast?
I think it's a podcast.
What is a podcast?
I don't know. I have no idea.
See, I didn't think
I've been dying to say that,
I didn't think you
I think this was a podcast.
Yeah.
Is it a podcast?
Well, is that anything like a webcast?
I don't know about that.
A webcast, I know.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's definitely a podcast. It is. It's time. It's July 28th. It's Tuesday. I'm Randy Tibbins. Come on in. Pull up a chair. Sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. This was the first video podcast by fans, for fans of your Los Angeles Dodgers. It's Good Mic Day, Good Microphone Day. Look at this. Handheld mic day. Better quality here. We shift up and back. Stay tuned. We'll have Crappy Mic Week later on this week. Crappy Mic Day. All right, Dodger news. In the last 7 or 8 days since we met, because we haven't done a show in about a week, I was out. Team has gone 3-4. That's not killing. They won 1 of 3 from the Braves. Not great. They won 2 of 4 from the Mets. And they saw Zach Greinke's streak end at 45 2/3 innings, good for 6th all time. I'll take a amen on that. Yeah. And yet they're still in first place. How does that happen? You lose starters and you lose ground and you lose games, but you're still in first place. And yet they're in first place, half a game over the Giants, who won yesterday, I guess. But they swept Oakland, I guess. And we play those guys now. The club begins a 5-game homestand against the A's and the LA Angels on tonight, Tuesday is when it all starts. Let's do some injury reports and moves and see what's going on here. This past week saw Zach Lee make his major league debut, finally after all these years, and he lost big. That was that 15-2 game against the Mets. Ouch. Didn't look pretty, but I don't know. Is Zach Lee going to be a viable guy on this squad? Who knows? We may need him to spot start again. I have no idea. But anyway, first of all, congratulations to Zach Greinke and his wife, Emily. They had a bouncing baby boy this week. Bodie Nicholas Greinke, yeah, that's right, checked in at 6 pounds 5 ounces. And I understand from a Twitter picture I saw today that I guess kudos are in order for the Jensen family. Kenley Jansen and his wife look like they're about to have a baby because there was a big picture of her all pregnant and everything, and a neat little number 74 jersey about this big that said Jansen on it. So that's kind of cool. It's coming up. We'll have news on that. If it's breaking, we'll talk about it. Let's hurry up since it's been a long time. Let's do some fun stuff. We got a lot of stuff to cover here, so let's do it right now. Last Sunday was the Hall of Fame inductions. Koufax and Lasorda represented the Dodger Hall of Famers at the Hall's ceremonies. The day saw the most people inducted, 4 people inducted, most by any sports writers' vote since 1955. That's 60 years since that many people went in at once by sports writers' votes. I'll bet Lynn loved that, our former co-host of this show. He always has a thing about nobody or one guy going in. So we had 4 this time. That's a good thing. The 4 people, Randy Johnson, Craig Biggio, John Smoltz, and Pedro Martinez. They went in on Sunday. Congrats to all. We got some shout-outs for some people. First of all, let's do a great big birthday shout-out to our pal, our Dodger buddy, our music buddy, our spring training buddy, our Dodger buddy, Mark B. His birthday today. Happy birthday, Mark. And a shout-out to all those Bay Area Dodgers who are coming down here for the A's series. Yeah. Joel and company, you guys going to be down here? Let us know what's going on. Nice going. Hope you have a good time over there at the Ravine. And hopefully, as usual, you will represent. And I know you will because you're part of the scene here. You're part of the family. Stats. We got some stats of the day. Boy, we got a lot of stats today. All right, as we all know, the Mets snapped Zach Greinke's scoreless streak at 45.2 innings with a hit, with a pinch runner in the inning. Run scored on Jacob deGrom's ground out, fielder's choice. If Adrian Gonzalez could have gotten that throw to the plate better on that fielder's choice, you never know. The Mets scored their other run off Greinke when Michael Conforto was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Not very Greinke-esque. I don't know what was going on there. Greinke hadn't hit a leadoff batter with a pitch in his previous 477 innings, dating back to June of 2013, and he'd hit 2 batters with pitches in only one of his previous 172 starts. So, like I said, that wasn't really much like him, but what are you going to do? Things happen. DeGrom was the first pitcher to drive in a run that snapped a scoreless streak even half as long as Greinke's since 1968, when George Stone of the Braves singled to drive in Joe Torre and Darren Johnson. Stone's hit ended Ken Holtzman's 28-inning shutout streak then. That was way back in 68. Also, more in the stats department, a few days ago, Jimmy Rollins became only the second Dodger shortstop to hit home runs in consecutive games in the same series when we were visiting the Mets. The other one did it in the Mets' first season in 1962. That's the year that National League MVP Maury Wills homered at the Polo Grounds on July 13th and again on July 14th, some 6 weeks after he had hit 2 homers in the same game at the Polo Grounds in 1962 while visiting the Mets. Wow, that's some trivia for you there. Some stats of the day. Now, speaking of consecutive game scoreless streaks, inning streaks, we know Orel Hershiser has the world's record now, 59 scoreless innings from August to September of 88. Don Drysdale is now second, 58 2/3, starting May 14th and going to June 8th in 68. Bob Gibson, 47 in 1968. Well, that was a big year of the pitcher. And now Zach Greinke, 43.2 in June to the present. And the interesting thing here, the note on that I have is Gibson's streak, and that was Bob Gibson's streak ended when Dodger left fielder Len Gabrielson scored on a 2-out wild pitch in the first inning at Dodger Stadium on July 1st, 1968. I never knew that. And Len Gabrielson's one of our favorite heroes because in 1968, the Dodgers were a terrible team, but he was our hero because why? He hit the most home runs on the squad with 10. I'll give him a cheer for that. Who could lead a team with 10 home runs today? That never happens anymore. All right. And one more item here. Zach Greinke's streak is the longest in the MLB since Hershiser's record setter in 1988. His 1.30 ERA is the lowest in the bigs through 19 starts since Bob Gibson's 1.06 in 1968. All right, enough with the stats. Here's a stat question for you. Who has the fewest errors in the major leagues right now? Well, in the majors, it's the Orioles. But who has the fewest errors in the National League right now? Your Los Angeles Dodgers. That's right. Take that, Bobby K. Incidentally, the Dodgers are number 1 in the NL. The Giants are number 6 in the majors in fielding, and the Cardinals are 14th in fielding. All right. This date in Dodger history, July 28th. We'll go back to, I guess it was 1991, was it? I believe it was. Dodgers fall victim to a masterpiece by Montreal Expos right-hander Dennis Martinez, who pitches only the 15th perfect game in Major League history and blanks the Dodgers 2-0 before a crowd of 45,000 plus at Dodger Stadium, one of which included our friend and birthday boy today. Again, a shout-out, Mark B. Mark was at that game on his birthday, and he got to see a loser, but he got to see a perfect game. It was the first no-hitter by an opposing pitcher in the 30-year history of Dodger Stadium, and the first perfect game in baseball since Tom Browning of the Cincinnati Reds turned the trick against also the Dodgers 3 years previously. And as I said, my pal Mark was there to see the one on this date in the 90s when Dennis Martinez did it. Let's get you out to the ballpark. It's been a long time since we had a game. You know, when we have a day off, doesn't it seem like forever? It does. And we should have had a Let's Talk Dodgers yesterday, but circumstances being what they are and all. Tuesday, July 28th, it's a 7-10er. Versus Oakland, right-hander Sonny Gray is 10-4 with a 2.30 ERA. He's going against our lefty Brett Anderson, 5-5 with a 3.33 ERA. And then tomorrow night, also a 7-10er, July 29th, left-hander Drew Pomeranz. He's 4-3 with a 3.77 ERA going up against our lefty, our MVP, our reigning MVP, Clayton Kershaw. You get a crowd cheer every time you hear his name? Clayton Kershaw, watch it. He's 8-6 with a 2.51 ERA. Dodgers are facing the A's for the first time since 2012 when they were swept in a 3-game series at Oakland. And it's playing host to the club at Dodger Stadium for the first time since a 2-1 series in June of 2009. The clubs will meet again for a 2-game series in Oakland August 18th and 19th. And though they don't play often, there are many connections between the two teams, and I won't go into all that stuff, but a lot of Dodgers have been on the A's, a lot of A's have been on the Dodgers. Remember, we got Andre Ethier from the A's, when he first started his career. Anyway, Dodgers and A's, we'll tell you more about the Angels series when that comes up later this week. We have some signings at the stadium this week. Here they are. Today, Al Ferrara is going to be in the left field pavilion from 5 until 7. Tomorrow's game, July 29th, Tim Leary is going to be in the left field plaza from 5 until 7. Friday, Lee Lacy is going to be in the left field pavilion from 5 to 7. Saturday, August 1st, Billy Ash will be in the left field plaza, 11 to 1 a.m. And on Sunday, Viva Los Dodgers. August 2nd, Mickey Hatcher is going to be in left field plaza, 11 to 1. And Manny Mota, 11 to 1 at the Viva Los Dodgers pavilion at the 76 station out in center field. Those are the signings for this upcoming homestand. That's pretty cool. Don't forget to check out John Suhu's outstanding photography at dodgersphotog.mlblogs.com. And more signings around the hood July 31st, 11 a.m. at the Food for Less, 1329 North Lake Avenue in Pasadena. Scott Van Slyke, that should be a good one. Or Stash Van Smash, as he's sometimes known. Tommy Davis, August 1st, Saturday, 10 a.m. at the Westin Hotel, L.A. Westin at the airport, 5400 West Century Boulevard. And not for a month or so, but Bill Russell at the end of August, 6:30 p.m., Lancaster Jethawks at the Hangar on, that's out in Lancaster, of course. That's August 27th. We'll have more for you later on. Anyway, let's see. What else is happening here? We haven't done any game-watching parties because we couldn't do it last week, and until the team goes on the road again, I may be unavailable again. But we're going to try and do some game-watching parties on one of the next couple of road trips that the Dodgers take. So be watching Let's Talk Dodgers. Don't forget, you can write to us on our Facebook page, Let's Talk Dodgers. You can write to us at our YouTube page, Let's Talk Dodgers 13. You can write to us the old-fashioned way on the old internet, letstalkdodgers@gmail.com. And you can write to me at Randy Trumpet in Twitter. I always answer those. At Let's Talk Dodgers, still commandeered by Lynn. I see those once in a while. And we hope you tell all your friends that the best place to watch anything to do with fans talking about baseball and the Dodgers, Let's Talk Dodgers. That's going to do it. I think we're going to come back, I'm thinking maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. Only 2 this week. It's going to be a short week. And next week it's going to be really crazy because I won't be here at all. It's going to be crazy. But come on back, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers later this week. And let's destroy these American League guys, shall we? Let's beat the A's and beat the Angels. Go Blue.
Time for Dodger Baseball.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.